Outer Orange.
Today, we are going over the new set that's about to drop this week for y'all. This is set 4. This is the set we've been talking about for quite a few weeks now. It is the set that's going to be pretty present in... oh, my cats are going crazy. It is the set that's going to be very present for a lot of the PCSs that are coming up pretty soon. We have quite a bit of time on this set, so you should know what these decks are doing, sort of what's coming up, and what to buy for them, and what you may need. So let's go ahead and do it. All right, fam, welcome in. Starting off with Dragon Empire, we do have the new Calibra set that comes out. The new Calibra deck that comes out. This is a new Divine deck. It is very, very obnoxious to fight into, especially if it goes first. Basically, you can ping a damage, do a lot of damage, and you basically want to just pick up all the cards you may need for this deck. I will also say Varga gets a new card this set as well, and it's a really, really, really good card. So if you're playing Varga, this is definitely a staple to pick up. Going back to Calibra a little bit, you just basically want to pick up all Calibra's support cards and then run the good cards as well. I'll give you guys a sample list right here. Here's a list that's running a Defensive Roar and the Cyclers and basically the main support cards right here. Ladder is a little bit of touch. This is also a new support card that came out this set, so you guys can kind of focus on that. Here is another variant running the Festival Collection card. So if you want to also pick up the Festival Collection card, this, by the way, is from Deck Standard. I'm grabbing these. You can also look at all of these as well. I see Twin Cast up here instead of Ladder, so up to you sort of what you want to go for. But basically, just make sure you grab the main support and then add in your cool cards on top of that if you're a Dragon Empire main for Calibra. Varka ideally just runs the new grade 3, and then after that, I think the deck stays about the same. I think it just depends on what your building structure kind of is. From the looks of it, to me, it looks like it stays about the same aside from adding the new grade 3 and kind of cutting back on some other cards. So that's basically Varga. After that, we do have a new Bov Sagra card. So if you're really into Bov, there is a new support card for her. I'm trying to see if there's anything else in this set. We did get these like random generics. I'm trying to find them. It's this card. Every single nation got one of these, by the way. It basically says during your turn, your opponent's intercept does not activate. Auto abilities and all of your opponent's units put on the guard circle from Rearguard lose their continuous auto abilities. I don't know when this will be important for some decks. It is a front row rearguard ability, so it has to stay on the board in order to have this even activate. So you do, it's kind of weird. Like I said, every nation has one of these. They're all grade 2s, exact same effects, just nation. So you may want to pick them up, maybe like 1 or 2 copies just to see if you can mess around with it, like maybe a premium or something, or maybe there might be a deck in the future that might actually play into this. I'm not really too sure, but you can kind of mess around with it and see what works for you. We do have the Dinosaur got a new card here, the grade 2. There's like a Dinosaur deck that was kind of like a promo deck or whatever that they got a little bit of support as well. Other than that, I think that's mainly it for Dragon Empire. I don't think I'm missing anything too much here. I see there's a little bit of Gandiva support, nothing crazy, but there is a couple cards for Gandiva. And everything else is basically Calibra focused. There's also these new Divine cards that came out. Also, every nation has one of these. They're basically, you can't ride them. If you didn't activate the Divine skill, they also can't attack. But basically, when this unit attacks, it gets plus 2k power. Get battle for each of your opponent's open rearguard circles. So the second effect will change. Like the 2k won't change, but the second part of the second effect will change, but depending from nation to nation. But every single nation got one of these as well. So there's another, like, I guess, generic you can pick up. There's also a Triumph Dragon card. If you're into the Triumph deck, you can also run this as well. And I think that's basically it, I think, for Dragon Empire. Go over to Dark States. Dark States, I think, got the short end of the stick for this one. Realistically speaking, if you're only playing Blackmire, you only care about one card, which is the new grade 2 I talked about. This is the Rock Dragon. It's very strong. It makes Blackmire a lot more insane early on and mid game and late game. Basically, it just gives it a better power buff to the board. Just a really good card to have. You definitely want this in your Blackmire deck. There is another card that you can run. You don't need to. It's another card that kind of helps you with your face down card setup. If you want to not have to deck out yourself as fast, you can run this as well. Pharaoh Magnus support mainly in here. If you're just really into Pharaoh, it's better than the old version, so you can play this. There's also Bruce. Bruce did get quite a bit of new cards that are basically letting you play like this multi-attack combo engine thing, and there's a new promo that also dropped along with this. I don't think it's in here, but there's a new grade 1 promo that also came out that you need, and I believe it's basically coming out with the current, like, if you're playing all the shops right now, it's coming out with it. It's kind of expensive right now, so it might be a little bit hard to get, but if you want to play Bruce, you can also go down that path. There is a new Jejuled card. This card's pretty good, actually. It gets some shield. You can buy this card, choose a grade 3 or greater from your drop plane to soul. So basically in the drop zone, you can activate this to kind of refill your soul if you have any soul issues. So this card's also really good. And let's see, we did also something else to keep in mind, all the trial decks also got support in this set as well. So if you're really interested in the trial decks, there are support cards that are coming out. They've been coming out, I think, every single set, aside from, like, obviously lyrical sets, because that's Marlene. focus mainly, but yeah, you'll be noticing that a lot. And that's basically it for dark states. Like I said, you just want to basically pick up your barrel cards. There's the 3, the 2. I think there's a grade 1 you want to play, and then the new ride line that's also really good. And also this card's pretty interesting. And I guess plus this is probably for that grade 3 deck, the one that likes grade 3s in the soul. That's probably what this is for, because in soul it's a +2 grade, and then you can basically put in a soul when it boosts. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, you put 2k, and then you put in soul, so you basically get the grade 3 condition a lot easier with that. And I think that's really it. Brandgate did get another new divine deck. It's basically El Padillo. Very popular deck. A lot of people really like this deck. This is basically the gauge deck. Vanguard 0 deck, as like people like to call it, where it like basically buffs itself if it takes damage. A pretty interesting deck. You basically want to keep pick up all its pieces, mainly the grade 3 that can get drive checks, and obviously the divine skill is also insane because it also gets drive checks. You go down that approach. You can pick up the grade 2 that has a ton of shield to kind of live a little bit longer. I think there's a couple other cards you can pick up to kind of help with the engine, like maybe this guy. I haven't been playing this deck too much. I've been playing against it a little bit more, but I haven't been trying out too much. But basically, you can pick up all those cards. Also, there's actually some decent Gravidia support. If you're still a Gravidia dreamer like I am, there's actually quite a few cards. There's I think 2 or 3 in this set, and they're pretty good. Like the issue is like space with Gravidia. It's always space. Like the issue is it's not the deck's that bad. It's just there's not enough space to fit all the good cards. There's also this one right here. Most of the Gravidia cards kind of all do the same thing. They're good. They're just like I said, space is an issue with the deck. It's kind of being an issue. The main issue of the decks right now, there's a new card for the Vanguard deck, and this card's actually really good. So if you're playing Vanguard, I highly recommend picking up this card as well. She's actually insane for the deck. And I think that's mainly it. Everything else is either revolved around the automod stuff or revolved around set orders. There's one more card. There's the new Velstra card that came out. This card's actually really good for Velstra. So if you're playing Velstra, you should definitely be picking up this card. You're going to need it. She's very, very useful. She lets you basically get a board back. When she's discarded, you can call her out. You can choose products and play them and operate them and all this kind of stuff. Also, you negate 1 counterblast, which is very important for Velstra since they have the counterblast a lot. So you got a couple different things you could do that makes the deck just a little bit stronger. And yeah. That's basically Brandgate. Let's go over to Keter. Keter got Alden, another new divine skill deck. Alden's pretty good, I would say. You would definitely want to, look if you're really a big Keter person. This is definitely a deck to consider for playing. Right now, it's really powerful. You can basically pick up all of Alden's support. There's, I believe, a new ride line for this one. I don't remember exactly, but long story short, you definitely want the new grade 3. She's really good for the deck. And basically whatever pieces you may need. I'll get you guys a Alden deck here real quick. So give me a sec here. There's a variant of Alden which is running the set order package. You don't have to run this, but it's pretty good. I also want the dog. The dog's really good. I think this is actually a pretty good overall standard build because also it's running the grade 2 that gets power. And you just want to be able to bounce your board and do a bunch of damage and multi-attack and all this kind of fun stuff. That's basically all this kind of thing that he likes to do. Let me see if there's one without the set order. No, I'm most running the order. I'm trying to see if there's a build maybe without it for those that want a little bit of a cheaper route, but so far every build I'm seeing is actually running. Here's a deck log if you just want a straight deck log, ZYPP. You can also try out this one, and this one's running a little bit less of the order package, and they're running the new Lion as well. Not the new Lion, so it's a Lion from last set. Some people really like the Lion cards. Bastion got a little support card here that we talked about in stream. Just a little bit of good value of shield there. Obviously, the intercept thing is in here. For the divine grade 3 is probably somewhere in here. If you want to play Sorceress or Hexa Orb, there is a card for you as well that you may want to pick up if you're interested in that. I do see we have this Zera Vessel deck. I believe this is the normal unit attacking deck, the mage that people were like really interested in terms of the art. There's another Sorceress card here. It's a little cat thing. I actually really love how this looks. It looks so funny. Let's see if it's actually good. It seems pretty good. It's free. And the second effect's not as crazy, but the first effect's actually pretty good. Depending on how you're scrying, it actually sounds really, really solid. Pretty lit. That's mainly it. So all the enjoyers, go crazy. If you have a little bit of Sorceress love, go crazy. If you want to play Bastion, go crazy, I guess. You got quite a bit. Here's another card for the mage deck. So another card you can use for your mage stuff. Over to Stoicheia. Stoicheia got the new boss guy, another divine skill, basically like the little token creator guy. I will say this deck's gonna get a lot better next set, so you may want to pick up your staples now and then maybe wait a set before actually playing. You can play it now, obviously, but it'll get even stronger in the upcoming set. So I would definitely pick up the core right now, and then, when you have the core, you can then build the deck. So if you want the 3, you want the 2, you want the other 2, you probably want the counter charger here. This is clearance, just to kind of help you build the deck, and then you can wait. I also have some Christian support in here, and then we also have the new Leonard card. This card's really, really solid in the deck, so this is definitely like a 2 to 4, a 3, 4 of in your deck. It lets you find the Defiance, a little bit faster, which makes the deck slightly more consistent. And also some shield and some boost they can also play as a rear guard, and I believe it in your hand. Yeah, it also activates as long as you have two grade ones or less on, or as long as you have 2 grade ones on the field. There's a little bit of Magnolia support. This card's not too bad. The cute little porcupine looking guy is he's pretty good. We have some more of that bug deck, the Levy Dress guy. So if you're interested in that, there's a little bit of Zorga stuff. It's nothing insane, but if you have a grade 3 or greater Zorga, you can retire 2 other rear guards, choose a normal order from your drop and put in your hand. This actually isn't bad, by the way, because before we had to kind of work pretty hard to kind of remove our dragons, but this card just kind of does it for you with just retiring 2, and you get an order on top of that. So you can remove your dragons and get an order in hand. So this card is actually not too terrible. In Zorga decks, it might be like a one of, like nothing insane, but you can play it. Of course, the Divine Skill grade 3s are in here, and then the Intercept grade 2 is right here. And then, like I said, there's some Crucial support. There's the Ride Line. Got some more Crucial support right here. Another Magnolia card. This one's okay, but it gives some power, but it's nothing too crazy. Is we have a Shield Fisher card. So if Shield Fisher fans, by the way, there is a Shield Fisher card. You can Energy Blast 3 and basically call a dude out and give it some power. It has to be an open rearguard circle. Shield Fisher is such a interesting concept, and yes, such a dead deck right now, so it's cool to see that. And a little bit of Leonore and another boosty card right here that you can play. Oh my god, I didn't know this is so pretty. I like that. That's so cute. That's absolutely adorable. And then yeah, some more Zorga shield, I guess, here. And that's basically it, I think, for Stick. And then last but not least, let's go over Lyrical, who also got a Divine deck. This one is the Cat Girl. This one basically plays like MLB, where you just become an 18k base, you can restand, a lot of power. This deck has a little bit of a board issues after some time, but you basically just use your soul to kind of get the created 5k to her. It eventually just becomes a Vanguard-centric deck. You play for that. There is the new Crystalline support. This card is actually just really, really strong. You basically get to stand a card, draw a card, just kind of go crazy. You have like a multi-attack engine without having the Divine skill now, which is really, really useful. Some more of the Kitty Cat support right here. We got some Pacholka support. This card actually isn't too terrible. Energy Blast 3, top 7. So find your Pacholka and then choose a grade 3 or from among the revealed called a Rearguard Circle. So you kind of have just a little bit of searching, or you can call some cards. So it's pretty good. You can also just kind of keep things more consistent. It is going to be a one-of, but it's just a good one-of to have in your deck now. And the Intercept thing right here, the grade 2s right there. We have some Flaming G support. It's not too bad. You could probably pick it up in a wait. It should be really cheap to get or pick up and stuff like that. So there should be, if there's 2 Flaming G cards, you can probably pick them up and kind of leave them until the Flaming G support comes out. So you can just wait on this. We got some Marween support as well. This card's kind of, I like this card. I wasn't a big fan. And then again, some more of the Divine Girl cards right here. Some of the Crystalline support cards, some more of the Divine Girl effect. There's the grade 3 for the Divine skill. There's the other Flaming G card where you can get some extra power. Marween support, the Right Line for the Kitty Cat. This card's pretty interesting. This is another Pacholka card, actually, funnily enough. It says when your Vanguard is placed from deck during your battle phase, you can still blast 3, draw a card, you get plus 5k. You will accumulate soul a lot. You accumulate soul a lot in Pacholka, so you can still blast all your grade 3s and then draw a card and get power. So this is actually a good one-off as well. I don't know if it's necessary because the slots are kind of tight, but you can run it. And I think that's really it for Lyrical. So that's basically all the decks. We didn't have too many crazy generics this set, which I think will make it a little bit cheaper for people to try and get what they need. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. If you guys at ShopOuterOrange, if you need anything, the set does drop this Friday. The set's coming out soon. This is going to be relevant for Duluth. If you're playing Duluth BCS, this set is legal. So if you need anything from here, if you're trying to play from here, you need Crystalline from here. But make sure you get your cards in time because we are getting really close to the Duluth BCS, which is coming up soon, which is the BCS I'll be at as well if you want to say hi. So pick up your cards with your cards at shop, code Orange if you need your goodies. Don't forget to subscribe. I hope this content was informative to you and what you're trying to accomplish while you're playing Cardfight Vanguard. Other than that, guys, peace out. Las Vidanios. See you guys in a future video. Bye!